Introduction, setting the stage for a global transformation. A captivating opening about Columbus's journey from a relatively unknown Italian sailor to one of the most controversial figures in world history. Brief overview of the age of exploration in the late 15th century and the push to find new trade routes to Asia, which set Columbus on his fateful voyage. The early life of Columbus, ambition and determination. Columbus's early life in Genoa, Italy, a weaver's son who dreamed of adventure and sailing. His maritime career, early influences, and the development of his navigational skills. The motivations behind Columbus's quest to find a westward route to Asia, including economic, religious, and personal ambitions.
The historic voyages, a new era of discovery.
First voyage, 1492-1493. Columbus's challenges in gaining royal support, eventually securing funding from Ferdinand and Isabella of Spain. His expectations of finding a shortcut to Asia and the reality of landing in the Caribbean. His encounters with indigenous peoples, initial misunderstandings, and the significance of his discovery. Second voyage, 1493-1496. The shift from exploration to colonization. Columbus's efforts to establish settlements in the New World and bring back valuable goods. The impact of his voyages on Spain's empire-building ambitions. Third voyage, of 1498 to 1500. Columbus's exploration of South America and the tensions that began to emerge between him, his crew, and the Spanish crown. His strained leadership and the controversies surrounding his governance of the colonies. Fourth voyage, 1502-1504. The final voyage, Columbus's search for a passage to the Pacific and his ill-fated encounters with the Central American coast. His return to Spain in disgrace, but still convinced he had discovered parts of Asia. The Columbian Exchange, the birth of globalization. A deep dive into the Columbian Exchange, the exchange of plants, animals, cultures, and diseases between the Old World and the New World. The long-term effects on agriculture, trade, and diets, e.g. the introduction of potatoes, tomatoes, and maize to Europe. How Columbus's voyages set in motion the interconnected global economy and cultural exchanges that we see today. Colonization and its dark side, impact on indigenous populations. A critical look at the consequences of Columbus's discoveries for the indigenous peoples of the Americas. The beginning of European colonization and the exploitation of native populations, leading to cultural destruction, displacement, and the spread of deadly diseases. The ethical dilemmas surrounding Columbus's legacy. Was he a pioneering hero or a symbol of colonial oppression? Legacy and controversy. Hero or villain? The debate over Columbus's legacy, from being hailed as a hero for his voyages to being criticized for the devastating effects of colonization. The role of Columbus Day in the U.S. and other countries, and the rise of Indigenous Peoples Day as a counter-celebration. How Columbus is viewed differently in various parts of the world, particularly among native communities who suffered due to European colonization. Columbus and the development of the modern world. The long-term political, economic, and cultural impacts of Columbus's voyages. The establishment of European dominance in the Americas and the global balance of power. The role of Columbus's discoveries in shaping modern trade routes, maritime exploration, and the rise of global empires. Columbus in the 21st century, reevaluating history. How modern scholarship and indigenous perspectives challenge the traditional narrative of Columbus as the discoverer of the New World. The influence of historical revisionism in schools, media, and popular culture, as well as the impact of social movements pushing for a re-examination of Columbus's legacy. The ongoing conversations about colonialism, reparations, and the recognition of indigenous history. Conclusion, the ongoing dialogue around Columbus's legacy. A reflection on the complexity of Columbus's legacy in the context of the modern world. The importance of acknowledging multiple perspectives when evaluating historical figures. Final thoughts on how Columbus's voyages while monumental should be understood with the broader context of their consequences, both positive and negative.